Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Amaya Norman.
And I'm Trenton Whiting.
The Victoria Police Department arrested a man charged with burglary this morning. Gabriel Gonzalez was arrested around 2:30 this morning. He is charged with burglary of a vehicle, driving while intoxicated, and a Class C misdemeanor. He's in the Victoria County Jail in lieu of a total of $5,300 $50 bond.
A home security camera caught footage of what might be a vehicle burglary earlier this morning. As you can see in the video that'll pop up here shortly, what appears to be three young men walk by the home when one puts his hood up and approaches the vehicle. It seems as if he's avoiding the camera on approach and then drops an item several times as he runs away. The home is reportedly around Rosewood Drive and Tanglewood Drive, and reports say the individual may have tried breaking into other vehicles and also may have had a stolen gun. Now, these are unconfirmed accounts as of now, and we're still waiting on the Victoria Police Department to respond with more information. And of course, anyone with information can contact the Victoria Crime Stoppers line at 361-572-4200. And that'll lead us to our viewer poll for tonight, which is, have you ever been the victim of a car burglary? Yes, once, multiple times, no, but you know someone who has, or never. And it looks like most people who voted in this viewer poll have at least had their car burglarized at least once, and that's so sad. I don't think that I've ever experienced that, honestly. That's terrible. I feel bad for y'all.
Yes.
But we still want you to come and participate in our viewer poll, so let us know what happened to your car at www.crossroadstoday.com/vote.
And the Port Lavaca Police Department announced on a runaway juvenile. If you have any information about where they might be, please give them a call at 361-552-3788. Remember, under Texas law, it is a crime to knowingly hide a runaway. If you know a child is missing and don't report it, you can face legal consequences. So if you've seen this child or know where they are, please reach out to the Port Lavaca Police Department. Now let's go to Jacob Lozano with the first look at our forecast. Jacob, how would our Memorial Day be looking? Because I know it's hot lately.
Yes, Amaya, that's actually going to be sticking around for the next couple of days, but we do have a stalled front line around the Texoma region. It's actually caused a lot of severe weather up north, and we do have the dry line that's been leaching off there, and that's causing these thunderstorms popping up here. But we're going to be talking about possibly some severe weather coming into next week. But for your Memorial Day, it's looking like we may see a little 20% shower. But if we look into Tuesday, this is when we're going to see a marginal risk of some severe weather. So we'll be talking about that coming up in the full weather report. Amaya, Trenton.
Thank you, Jacob. The House just passed Senate Bill 12, which would stop schools from considering things like race, gender identity, or sexual orientation when hiring. It would also ban trainings on those topics unless federal law requires them. The bill also gives parents more say. They'd have to sign off before their kids could join any school club. The Senate passed a version earlier this year, but now both chambers need to agree on the final details before it heads to the governor.
And in Texas, a Republican-backed bill to require public schools to place the 10 Commandments in every classroom won preliminary approval Saturday. The House advanced the controversial Senate bill in an 88-49 vote. The outcome sets the stage for the final approval vote from the Senate to take place on Sunday. Many states have passed a similar bill. However, they have faced legal challenges, especially in Louisiana, where a federal judge blocked the law, finding it unconstitutional.
It has been over a week since 10 inmates escaped the New Orleans Parish Jail, launching a citywide search for criminals with charges ranging from weapons and drug violations to murder.
And now a new arrests are being made as police take those accused of assisting the escaped inmates into custody.
As law enforcement searches for inmates, they are also looking for people accused of helping them. 2 additional accomplices were arrested on Saturday. Court records show Linton Van Buren Sr. and Angel McKee were taken into custody. Van Buren Sr. is charged with accessory after the fact and theft. His bond is set at $1,002,500. McKee is also charged with accessory after the fact and has a $1 million bond.
It's a serious matter. It's not a joke. Some of the people we're dealing with are acting like it's a joke or a Grand Theft Auto game. It's not.
Although it's still unclear what role each accomplice played in assisting the escapees, Linton Van Buren Sr. has the exact same name as inmate Linton Van Buren, who is still on the run.
These are dangerous people. Many of them already have convictions of serious nature. Some of them have pending rape charges, murder charges, you name it. I mean, they're a danger to the community.
9 days into the search for the remaining inmates, hundreds of law enforcement personnel continue to search. And the U.S. Marshal's Office says, along with the remaining inmates, additional accomplices will likely be taken into custody.
It may take a little longer than some people expect. It's not as easy as just driving around looking for them. I mean, a lot of them are in hiding or somebody's helping them. So it's going to take some effort, but the work's going to continue with all the agencies that we're working with, and eventually all 5 of them will be found.
In Tampa, a deputy shot and killed a 46-year-old grandmother today who shot her daughter. We should warn you that the deputy body camera video that has been released is disturbing. Hillsborough County deputies responding to a call this morning about a burglary say when they got to the home, the grandmother had shot the daughter in the hand. Deputies found the grandmother barricaded in a back room. When she ignored commands to open the door, they kicked it open and found her on the floor with a gun in her hand. Authorities say when she ignored commands to drop the gun and began to raise it, that's when a deputy shot and killed her. As is typical in deputy-involved shootings, the Florida Department of Law Enforcement will conduct an investigation. And now to the chilling details of an alleged New York kidnapping. Police say the alleged abduction and torture of an Italian tourist was a part of a twisted scheme to get his Bitcoin password. And tonight, police are now searching for an alleged accomplice. Here's ABC's Rena Roy.
Tonight, an urgent manhunt underway for another suspect in what police say was a horrific case of torture at a lavish Manhattan townhome. Police looking for the alleged accomplice of crypto businessman John Waltz, who's accused of holding a man hostage for weeks, beating him, shocking him with electrical wires, and dangling him off a ledge. And officials say it was all part of a twisted scheme to get his Bitcoin password. Police say the alleged victim told them he arrived in New York from Italy on May 6th and went to the suspect's home where he says Waltz took his passport and threatened his life until he was able to escape Friday morning, running out of the Soho apartment to a traffic officer for help. Police arresting Waltz, who was barefoot in a bathrobe as they handcuffed him.
I saw like a sort of SWAT team going with the shields. And then shortly after that, I saw a guy in a white robe in handcuffs come out.
Investigators say they recovered bags of evidence, including a saw, chicken wire, body armor, ammunition, and Polaroid photos of the 28-year-old alleged victim with a gun pointed to his head. Law enforcement sources telling ABC News they're looking into whether the Italian man was hired for sex work, if the suspect turned him into a sex slave, and if the two may have known each other from the crypto world. Waltz facing a judge in Manhattan criminal court on charges of kidnapping, assault, and unlawful imprisonment. He's now being held without bail and will be back in court on Wednesday. We reached out to Waltz's lawyer, who said no comment. Now, Waltz was ordered to surrender his passport, with prosecutors saying they're worried he could try to make a run for it on his helicopter or private jet. Rena Roy, ABC News, New York.
All non-emergency Victoria County offices will be closed on Monday in observance of Memorial Day. That means service like the county clerk office, tax office, and other administrative departments will not be available on Monday. However, emergency service will continue as normal, including law enforcement and medical response. All non-emergency offices were reopened Tuesday, operating under their regular business hours.
This graduation season, we're celebrating the class of 2025 in the Crossroads as they move on to the next stage of their lives. Our congratulations to Adrian from Cuero High School. The message says, "We are so proud of you, baby girl, and we love you from Mom and Dad."
And congratulations to Bart Paten from Victoria East High School. The message says, "Congratulations, son, on your big accomplishment. We are extremely proud of you. You did it. Your new journey begins." There's a Bible verse from Jeremiah 29:11 that says, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future." Love always from Mom and Dad.
And congratulations to Kelsey from Cuero High School. The message says, "We are so proud of you. As one chapter closes, your journey awaits you."
And congratulations to the kindergarten grade Mila. The message says, "We are so proud of you, Mila. Happy kindergarten graduations. Love your family. Congratulations to the class of 2025 in the Crossroads."
And through June 13th, you too can submit a photo and heartfelt message for your graduate. We'll be featuring local grads on air and across our social media. It's our way of celebrating the class of 2025 with you. Just head over to our contest page at crossroadstoday.com, click the entertainment tab, then select contest to upload your tribute and share your pride.
For more on today's news story, come to crossroadstoday.com. Don't forget to submit your birthday wishes. Carolina Estrain and Parker Cox will read them live on 25 News Now Sunrise. You can also submit a local military hero so we can recognize them. The Justice Department unseals charges against a U.S. citizen accused of plotting to attack the U.S. Embassy in Israel. Coming up.
Well, the cloud deck is starting to roll in here once again with that humidity rising, but we did get up to 93 degrees as our high with a 103 heat index. We'll be talking about the heat and some rain coming up after the break.
Russian drones and missiles pounded Ukrainian cities this weekend, just days after the war's largest prisoner exchange.
Ukraine president is urging more global pressure on Russia.
Residents in Ukraine's Zhytomyr region leaving flowers and toys at this makeshift memorial as they mourn the victims of this latest attack. Russia launching its largest offensive since its invasion of Ukraine more than 3 years ago. Ukrainian officials saying nearly 400 ballistic missiles and drones were involved. At least 18 people killed, including 3 children from the same family, and dozens more injured. More than 80 residential buildings were damaged. This man says his sister and her husband are in the hospital. Their children died in the attack. Homes reduced to rubble. Let the world wake up and see, this woman says. How long can they bomb children? These attacks following a historic prisoner swap between Russia and Ukraine. Both sides agreeing to exchange 1,000 prisoners each. But despite that cooperation, airstrikes have only seemed to intensify, with civilian casualties mounting. Ukrainian President Zelensky condemning what he says is the silence of America, calling for new sanctions and additional pressure on Russia to agree to a ceasefire. Writing on social media, silence of America, silence of others around the world only encourage Putin. Without truly strong pressure on the Russian leadership, this brutality cannot be stopped. President Trump campaigned on a promise to end the conflict on day one of his second term. Today, the president critical of Putin.
He's sending rockets into cities and killing people, and I don't like it at all, okay? We're in the middle of talking, and he's shooting rockets into Kiev and other cities. I don't like it at all.
Ukraine is demanding a full 30-day ceasefire, during which time the peace talks can take place. Zelensky has repeatedly ruled out ceding territory to Moscow in any agreement.
President Trump has often touted his strong relationship with his Russian counterpart, but these new comments are some of his most forceful on President Putin in recent memory. Marcus Moore, ABC News, London.
The Justice Department has unsealed charges against U.S. citizen Joseph Neumayer, accused of plotting to attack the U.S. Embassy in Israel with Molotov cocktails. Officials say Neumayer, who also holds German citizenship, spit on a guard, fled the scene, and left behind a backpack containing explosive. He was later arrested at his hotel. Authorities also say he made online threats to burn the embassy and assassinate President Trump. Neumayer has since been deported to the U.S. No word yet on his plea.
There's a new reptile food recall. Spectrum Brands is voluntarily recalling its tetrareptamine food for aquatic turtles due to potential salmonella contamination. The recall involves a specific lot that was being sold at retailers including Petco, Walmart, Chewy, and Amazon. No illnesses have been reported, but you can find out more information about the recall on the FDA's website.
Now experience our digital streaming service, Crossroads Today Plus. Stream our daily newscasts and much more using your connected TV. Just download Crossroads Today Plus on your Roku, Amazon Fire TV, Apple TV, or Android TV. Search Crossroads Today Plus.
Well, it was a bit windy today. We're going to be talking about wind tomorrow, plus rain chances, and what our memorial forecast is going to look like. We'll be talking about that coming up after the break. Well, good evening, Crossroads. It was another warm, muggy day for us here, and the winds actually picked up, but looking at cloudy skies right now as that humidity value is starting to rise again. The winds have died down just a little bit. We're at 13 miles per hour, still out of the southeast. We did get up to 93 degrees today, and it felt like 103 even with the wind. So it was another warm day. We do have just a mid-level high, was what you call about 18,000 feet. There's a high pressure system that is just dropping or basically bringing us our heat for the area, but we'll be talking about more continuation of that wind here coming into tomorrow morning. We'll be at about 14 miles per hour by 9 a.m. By 3 p.m., we'll be up to 16, 17, 18, maybe even 20 mile per hour winds with possible 30 mile per hour gusts for your Memorial Day. And they're going to continue going on here until the afternoon time, later in the evening time. And this will begin to die down as we await a little frontal system that we've been waiting for to start making its way down here. But we're going to be seeing a lot of short waves begin to push down here. That's going to be giving us our rain chances. Now, tomorrow, we're not in the marginal risk. Some of us, our northern counties, will be in a marginal risk of severe weather, but we still have a chance of some rain here in Victoria for the afternoon time as we start to see a mesoscale system begin to move through our area. So we'll start to see a line of showers and thunderstorms. But Tuesday, there's our marginal risk for us here. We're going to see some possible severe weather Tuesday morning. So we'll be talking about that here coming up when the slide changes. So lots of thunderstorms going on with that stalled frontal system. Lots of flash flooding is what's going on up there. We do have a dry line that's been popping up. This shower and thunderstorm, that's going to move east close to San Antonio and begin to dissipate there. But for us, not looking at much, just a lot more cloudy skies for us here. But the future tracker, this is where we're going to start to see some things change. We're going to see a lot of cloud cover begin to build up. By the morning time, start to see it dissipate a little bit, but there's a line of showers and thunderstorms that are going to be moving through I-10. Those are going to be dissipating and moving eastward towards Houston. But we're going to be looking at the nighttime, Monday night into Tuesday morning. We'll see another line of showers and thunderstorms begin to push into San Antonio. That's going to be our best chance of some rain right here. By 5 a.m., we'll start to see showers and thunderstorms begin to approach the Victoria area. So might have a little delay here Tuesday morning as we start our morning, but that'll be on out of here by 9 a.m. out of our region. But that's not it for rain. We're going to continue seeing some more rain begin to pop up here. Thursday, we'll have another line begin to move through here, as well as we go into the afternoon time Thursday. That's when we'll start to see that line push through. And Friday, we're still going to see some rain for us here in the time frame. So rain chances are going to continue throughout the week. And for your Memorial Day, well, we'll be talking about some warm temperatures. May feel like 100 degrees outside for us, but the winds will be picking up there in the afternoon time, about 30-mile-per-hour gust winds, 20% chance of rain throughout the day, just maybe a little pop-up shower until the afternoon time when we see those lines move through. Now for Port Lavaca, your daily planner, 89 degrees is what we'll be seeing with those winds blowing at about 18 miles per hour out of the south-southeast. Mostly cloudy skies for us there. As well as Victoria, we're starting to see the winds begin to pick up here around noontime. 20-mile-per-hour winds getting up to 90, may feel like 100 degrees as well as Cuero, 91 for our high. Those next 7 days, like I mentioned, we're going to see some rain for our next 7-day forecast, but temperatures are going to be dropping once that front line begins to move in here coming into Tuesday night into Wednesday. So we'll continue to monitor because it's been a very slow frontal system. Now don't forget to scan the QR code for more news, weather, and sports. And speaking of sports, here's Ray.
Thank you, Jacob. The date has been revealed for the Ganado Maiden State Softball Championship matchup. See when they battle and more coming up in sports. Well, Crossroads, some schools won't be wrapping up their school year just yet if you're the Shiner Lady Comanches or the Ganado Maidens. The remaining two teams are competing for state championships later on this week. Today, we have an idea on when the Maidens will take the field for a state title potentially. The tough competition will continue to be on a grand scale, of course, as they will take on Riesel on Thursday, May 29th. Riesel High School is surprisingly not too far from the Crossroads. They are located in McLennan County. You can find the game at Red Charlie McCombs Field that's located at the University of Texas in Austin. The game will take place at 1 p.m. Tickets for the game just became available this morning. You can purchase them on texaslonghorns.net. And the Crossroads remains home to many good softball teams. Let's go to our friends in Port Lavaca and talk about the Calhoun Sandcrabs for a sec. They had some athletes be selected for some district recognition, starting off with Jordan Pena, who was the District 30 4A Utility Player of the Year. Braylon Galloway and Alexis Gaona was the first team infield. Lauren Chavana and Laney Wood were selected first team outfield. Sierra Mendez, Elana Lange, and Jalen Boots were selected second team infield. Kaylee Billings was second team outfield. And here's some news regarding the Houston Texans. Texans defensive back Kalen Bullock will be changing his uniform number from 21 to number 2. This number was last worn by wide receiver Robert Woods, who left the Texans to join the Pittsburgh Steelers. Bullock has never sported the number 2 in his career. Bullock was the 78th pick in the NFL draft, starting 13 games, posting 54 tackles and 5 interceptions in his rookie season. And the Houston Astros ended their series against the Mariners, and the Astros were successful. The Astros defense went up to a different level after the third inning. That was because the last time the Mariners would score, that was the last time the Mariners would make a run on the board. Isaac Padres went 3 for 5, and the Astros' Christian Walker had the lone home run of the game. The Astros win the game final score 5-3. The Astros will begin their series against the Oakland A's on Tuesday. The Rangers also wrapped things up with the Chicago White Sox today. The Rangers currently the number 4 in the American League West, and they had a tough battle. Rangers' Jake Berger had a home run and went 2 for 4, and the White Sox had 2 players make a home run, but still the Rangers had enough firepower to win the game final score 5-4. And we can expect to see the Tim Boots stomp proud on the streets of New York for at least one more game. The New York Knicks were able to beat the Indiana Pacers on their home ground. The late heroics came from Karl-Anthony Towns after going pretty much scoreless in the first half. He erupted, ending the game with 24 points, which led the game. The final score saw the Knicks win it 106-100. Game 4 will be on Tuesday, back on TNT. But that does it for your sports. Amaya and Trenton.
You said the Tim's going to be on the ground?
The Tim's going to be on the ground.
That's hilarious.
But you know what else is going to be on the ground? Watch out for these ducks. So watch out, Cape Corals. There's a feisty feather troublemaker on the loose. And neighborhood duck is ruffling more than just feathers. Wait till you hear what it's been up to. A neighborhood in Cape Coral, Florida, has a surprising and aggressive visitor causing chaos. Residents say a Muscovy duck has been terrorizing people near Surfside Boulevard, even biting neighbors and sending one person to the hospital. One resident showed us his injury on his hand, while another described being charged by a duck when he tried to scare it off. The Florida Fish and Wildlife Commission says Muscovy ducks are protected, but under federal guidelines, they can be humanly removed outside of their native range, which is Texas. Local says actions is needed before someone else gets hurt.
Don't bring that duck here.
Wait, so like the duck they normally be in Texas?
I
guess
so.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. I don't want that duck here. Angry ducks. Angry ducks. It's crazy.
Now, that is a true definition of an angry duck. Look, the lady is literally running.
That is
Oh
true.
my God.
That's crazy.
Like, that's like the worst fear. And then it's by the door like, I'm waiting for you.
Yeah.
Like, you're going to come outside.
Where's my money, old man?
That's funny.
Oh my God.
You know, it's probably looking for some rain. That's why it went from Texas to Florida.
That's probably.
You know, but
That's a good
looking
one.
at
That's
some
a
rain
good
here. I'm not gonna lie. This week we're gonna see some rain chances for us here for the next 7 days. Windy conditions tomorrow will be about 90 degrees. May feel about 100 degrees with the humidity, but 20% chance of showers. Monday night into Tuesday morning, we'll start to see a good chance of some rain, and well, Wednesday is going to be looking like our best chance for some rain. So
Wow, we're
Rain's in our
running from the
forecast.
rain and the ducks.
Yeah,
So-
Tim's to ducks to rain. I love it.
Talks like a
Gonna need your
duck. Talks
Tim
like a
to-
duck.
Exactly, it's a duck. Thank you for joining us, and remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Crossroads Today, and join Carolina Estrain and Parker Cox for 25 News Now Sunrise at 5 a.m.
Have a good night.